Falcon here.
This is the Duane Eddy proclamation.
Yeah, Duane Eddy will forever be revered as an original guitar hero who put a deep and resounding twang into rock and roll. He used dramatic single-note melodies on the lower strings of his guitar, pronounced tremolo and vibrato, and liberal doses of echo to produce a signature sound that evoked souped-up cars on Saturday night on one minute and the wide-open vistas of the Wild West on the next. He became the most successful instrumentalist in rock history, charting 15 top 40 singles from 58 to 63 and selling more than 100 million records out there. And that's worldwide, of course, and we want to recognize the worldwide partners and community that are here with us this evening. Thanks for coming around the world to be with us at this great event and to honor Duane Eddy. In the early days of rock and roll, the notion of a lead guitarist being the charismatic figure in the spotlight was completely novel. But Duane made the guitar player a front and center figure. An appreciation of his contribution to the Gretsch legacy. We wish to recognize Duane Eddy. There we go.
Thank you, Fred. Is that all true, do you think?
Every minute.
I think so.
Understated, like you.
Silver-tongued devil, isn't he? Dinah, she's my favorite one of the family. She owns the Bixby part.
Yeah.
Came in very handy for me. Well, I guess, hello, Ron. Ron Jubal on sax.
Yeah!
Brett Simon's on bass. Kevin Stevens on drums. One of the best bands I've ever worked with.
Wow.
Seriously.
Pretty little thing on guitar.
Oh, that's Duane Eddy.
This girl came all the way from Lebanon. And I don't mean Lebanon, Tennessee.
In there.
Cynthia Maloof. Like everything, there's a story behind that. My wife Dee found this. She checks my name on the internet all the time, and she found this video that Cynthia had done playing one of my songs called Shazam. And it was so amazing. We, what do they call it? They tweet that? I'm sorry, I'm old and feeble. No, I'm not. Damn right. So she sent it out there, and Cynthia picked up a few thousand followers, and was pretty impressed with that. So she wrote a note, and we wrote back and found out she was coming to NAMM, so I asked her to come up to play Shazam with me. Wait till you hear her on that beat medley. That's not right now. Wait your turn. We have sound.
Yes, sir.
We have ignition. All right. Let's go.
how you think that.
See if I can get this mic working. Thank you, Ron. That was the first song that ever escaped. And a lot of surfing guitar players said said they use that for what do you call that, kind of a template for surf music, and just, I jokingly say, if I'd have known that, I'd have never written it. But that's a lie. I'm very honored and very knocked out that they would even think of that and make that comparison. This is one we flew all the way across the country and back just to record it. We got into, I don't know if anybody remembers Dick Clark. Well, we used to do a Saturday night show. And there were only 3 channels, so 62 million people would watch that show. There wasn't much else. And I was going to do a slower song and that I'd written, and Dick, oh no, can't do a slow song for rock and roll. So I called my producer and he said, well, have you got any ideas? I said, well, I've been working with one. And he said, well, if you can get back here, I'll call a session for tomorrow. So the sax player, Steve Douglas, was with me. We jumped on an airplane and flew back, the DC-6, on my dad, and flew all night. Propeller plane, you know. And got to Phoenix, went to my house, we cleaned up, went to the studio, and worked all day on the song, went and had a Mexican food meal, and got back on a plane and flew back to New York City, went and played the dub, we called him in those days, for Dick Clark, and he said, oh, that's great, but White Lightning is not a good title for kids. And so I said, okay, let me call Lee. So I called him and he said, well, what do you think of Cannonball? I said, okay, that works. And then I found out a little while later that George Jones had a new record called White Lightning. And I hadn't heard it, so I rushed right out after the show and bought one because I love George. And this is what we came up with.